Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. We've got big blockbuster news once again kicking off all over the gaff, all over the place, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. So before we get cracking, I want to do two things. Firstly, direct you to last night's video. If you haven't caught that already, make sure you head over there and enjoy. Secondly, if you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. If you haven't, as I've said, then hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. As well as that, make sure you are following Younes Talks Football now on socials, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Links in the description as well as on screen. Instagram at Younes Talks Football, Twitter at ytalksfootball, TikTok at Younes Talks Football. So head over there, follow and enjoy the extra content and thoughts as they come in. Let's get cracking. We're going to start off, we've got tons to cover. We're going to start off on Caicedo. We've got news coming out this morning in relation to Caicedo, to Chelsea, and what the hell is going on. We all want clarity, and every single day it's almost like we think we have an update but we don't, and now we just want this saga to end. So we've actually got, I think, a turning point today. What do I mean by that? Let's get cracking. I'm going to show you everything that we've seen this morning, and then I'll give you my thoughts. So let's start off with Ben Jacobs. Here it is. Moises Caicedo latest. Chelsea's latest verbal offer was £70 million guaranteed and £5 million in add-ons discussed. It's likely the bid won't be accepted. The Caicedo camp will now insist on a move. £80 million is viewed as more than fair by sources close to the player, and he feels disrespected. Brighton would be more flexible if Chelsea offered Levi Colwill as part of a deal. Big days ahead. Let me show you exactly what else has been popping in terms of Caicedo. We had Ornstein come out today saying Chelsea made improved second offer for Moises Caicedo on Monday after £60 million rejected by Brighton early June. Latest bid in writing worth £70 million fixed, no add-ons. Brighton turned down again. 21-year-old midfielder wants the Chelsea switch. Fabrizio then told us Chelsea new bid for Moises Caicedo will be more than £70 million fixed, as reported yesterday. It will include add-ons again for sure, as Chelsea still hope to reach the final agreement on this week. So that's the latest in terms of what's actually happened, right? We're going to dip into a Brighton source, and this is where I think the turning point is going to come, as I've already said. But overall, look, in terms of this entire bid now, yes, it's getting long, right? And as I explained yesterday, I think there was a case of Chelsea maybe trying to just take it slow in terms of how much they're offering rather than go straight to 100 mil, because that is what Brighton want. But I'm going to give them a newsflash. Brighton, you're not getting 100 mil. You're not. And to confirm that, right, here is the latest from Andy Naylor, who is a Brighton-affiliated journalist. Let's see what he has to say, because this tells us the Brighton perspective. I'm going to give a very, very short answer here. Very short. Let's get to it. Brighton's stance on Moises Caicedo hasn't changed. They rate him in the same bracket as Declan Rice. Chelsea are £30 million short. Newsflash, Brighton, you ain't getting 100 mil. Forget it. It's not happening. Forget it. Take 80 and go. That's it. That's it. And if you think, this is where Brighton, I'm sure, are going to think that maybe, okay, we're not going to get 100 mil, yeah? But they've got a certain player that we want, and they're going to include him. They're going to include him. Okay, you think we're going to include him? Well, here's the clarification on that one as well. The Moises Caicedo situation is complicated by Brighton's desire to sign Chelsea defender Levi Colwill. Chelsea intend for him to be part of Mauricio Pochettino's first team squad for the upcoming campaign. So, I'm going to clarify this situation once again. Brighton, you're not getting 100 mil. Brighton, you're not getting Levi Colwill. Forget it. Forget it. So what you can do is accept 80 and go. Now, some people are going to be looking at this and going, nah, who the hell do you think you are? What, you think you call all the shots? No. In fact, I don't. In fact, we don't. And to be honest, yeah, if you think we don't call all the shots, I agree with you. We don't call all the shots. But there is one party on this table that does call all the shots. And you haven't really thought about him, have you? Check this out. Caicedo's camp is going to insist on a move. The player feels disrespected and it will be told to Brighton again today. It's time for that official transfer request. Yes, it's time. It's time. As I have this Royal Mail leaflet, right? But imagine this was a transfer request. Caicedo's going to be walking in and going, Brighton, there you go. I want to go, right? I've made it official. I want a transfer request. There you go. So, yes, maybe we don't have all the power, but neither do you. In fact, the one that's going to drive this through is the desire of the player. And you're not going to get Levi Colwill. You're going to accept 80 million. And Caicedo himself is going to force you to do that. So how about you just save us all some time on oxygen and energy and just get this done ASAP, please? Checkmate. Now, let's move to... Man, they got to get me on that negotiating table, man. Hey, Bedadek Barley, hit me up. Hit me up, man. We'll get this done in 10 minutes. Anyway, let's move from Caicedo to another guy. And this one's going to get very interesting. Very interesting. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments about this whole Caicedo structure and the fact that now Caicedo himself is going to get involved because he feels disrespected and he's going to drive this through. So let me know what you think down below. And again, this is why I'm quite comfortable in saying that we are going to get the player sooner rather than later. Let's wait and see. Now, let's get to this guy. Yeah, this guy. This guy, man. Unbelievable. Well, we've got news about this guy. And the news is that he's actually here. Yes, I'm in London, right? He's here. He's on the same turf as me. He's on the same turf as us. I can't believe it. Anyway, here's the latest from David Ornstein. Romelu Lukaku has landed in London to train as planned today. Chelsea work with Reps, Rock Nation and lawyer Sebastian Ledieu continues to sort future. 30-year-old's preference, Juve, depends on Vlahovic. Saudi interest is strong, plus Inter unclear. No. Inter are more than clear. And we've clarified this. And I'm going to clarify it later on. Well, not later on, in about 2 minutes. So hang about. But yeah, lock the doors. Just lock the doors, please. Lock the doors. Those at Cobham, he might actually be on his way right now. It's what, 1 p.m. UK time. He might even be there. Lock the doors. Lock the flipping doors. Yeah. Maybe this message doesn't get out in time, but lock the doors. Anyway, here's more from David Ornstein for some clarity. Lukaku has landed back in London and will report to Chelsea's training ground on Tuesday afternoon as the striker's pre-season preparations begin amid ongoing uncertainty over his future. He is scheduled to be put through his paces by club coaches alongside Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Hakim Ziyech. The thing is that we know Aubameyang is going and we know that Hakim Ziyech is... Well, he should be going. We just don't know where. But he's not really kicked up a fuss. The problem is Lukaku's kicked up a fuss, and he's broken all bridges with everybody except Juventus. And I don't want to say this too loud, right? But Juventus, if they take him, right, and I hope they do, but if they take him, they're crazy. They're crazy. And I have to keep my voice low because I want this deal to go through. But man, oh my god, man, this player, who in the hell accepts this guy? Unreal. And look, talking about accepting this guy, right? We've got a statement that's been released by Inter Milan fans, right? The Curva Nord group, the ultras of Inter Milan, the very well-known Inter Milan fan group, Curva Nord, have released a statement. And man, this is brutal. Let's check this out. Get the popcorn. You're going to need it. Inter fans, Curva Nord statement. Never see each other again, Lukaku. You have betrayed all of us. We always defended you in difficult moments. Now you give us a stab. You are selling yourself to the highest bidder after kissing our badge. You're not a real man. Man. And it doesn't end there. Let's get to the actual full statement from them. Here it is. This is what they released on Instagram. This is a translation, so bear in mind it's not going to make too much sense, but bear with me. The one who betrayed you will do it again, not because it tastes good, but because it goes into his forgiveness. That's brutal, by the way. For those that really understand what that means, it means that if someone betrays you, right, don't expect them to just not ever do it again, because if they have the capabilities of doing that, you best believe that they will find the forgiveness in themselves, for themselves, to go and do it again. You know, as they say, there's a proverb, there's no two without three, you know, and I think that's completely legit. There's more. Let's go into it. Yeah, because you, Romelu, betrayed all of us, who defended you with a sword during your period. We defended you when the fans of the team that looked for you laughed at you. Now you pay back with a stabbing worthy of the best, bruto. I think that's a mistranslation, but you get the gist. You kissed the emblem that is worth more than our lives, and now you are selling yourself to the highest bidder as a cheap mercenary. Before you can be a champion, you have to be a man, and you're not one. Man. God damn. And look, I put this on Twitter early on today because I think this is very fitting. The Lukaku betrayal equals Chelsea fans and Inter fans doing this. I never thought we'd see this day. And yeah, this is referencing the statement. This is basically like the Bloods and the Crips coming together, isn't it? I mean, we're in the same boat. Inter Milan fans, welcome to the party. You now understood what we felt when you took him. This is what we felt. This is what we felt when he done the interview. So we're in the same boat. Now you know how it feels. And yeah, it sucks, doesn't it? It's not nice. So yeah, Inter Milan fans, welcome to the club. We hope you find yourselves at home. Go and help yourselves to a drink. Make yourselves at home. And this is all we can say. This is all we can say. Absolutely incredible. This is why I'm saying Juve gonna take this guy. I'm not going to stop them, but bloody hell, unreal. I'd never known a player that's able to burn bridges with every single club he's been at. Not like this, never. This guy's a living soap opera. Unbelievable. So that's the latest on this guy. Let me know your thoughts on that statement, because that was absolutely brutal. And it makes sense, to be honest. I completely agree with what they had to say. I completely agree. So let's wait and see how this saga's going to end. Now, let's get to the latest on a certain defender, and this is not looking good. I'm not gonna lie. Let's get into this, and I'm gonna tell you what the actual latest is as well. So here it is. This is from Fabrizio. If the Wesley Fofana injury takes weeks or months for him to recover, Chelsea will explore the centre-back market to maybe find a solution. Nothing is advanced or concrete. They will wait and see what happens with Fofana. As always, Levi Colwill is not for sale. Now, this whole Fofana situation needs to be clarified. Why? Because this came out at 8:25 in the morning. As of the last half hour or so, we're starting to get whispers that this injury is bad. There's even talks about a possible, I have to stress possible, I'm only telling you, little whispers in terms of what I've heard, but it's not concrete. I can't tell you it is for sure. But it's looking like an ACL. And again, look, it might not be. I just want to stress, it might not be, but I'm only telling you what I've heard. And it seems like it's bad. So whatever, if it's an ACL or it's not, it seems like the injury is worse than what we actually anticipated, and he could be out for a very long time, which confirms why there's leaks to people like Fabrizio that Chelsea could be exploring to go into the transfer market, because they'd be stupid to go into the market for a short-term injury. And some people are going to say, no, but we got Chalobah. Relax, we got Chalobah. Yeah, but you got to understand. Are you willing to rely on Chalobah long term? This could be months out for Fofana. And we have to come to a realization here. This isn't like Reece James, where he puts in a long stint, gets injured, and then comes back and puts in a decent stint but gets injured again. Fofana got injured. Since he's come, he's been injured and he's been out for a while. We get to pre-season, he's meant to be fit, and now he's injured again, and he could be out for maybe for even half of the flipping season that we're gonna get into. It means that the guy's just not playing at all. So it's an investment that's not looking like it's worthwhile. As good as he is as a defender, it could force Chelsea to go into the market, and rightfully so. So this is where, look, some people are going to say, look at Chalobah. Some people are going to say, look at Badiashile, and I agree with that, but it's slightly different. We're looking at a right-sided centre-back. Badiashile is not that. Badiashile is a left-sided centre-back that's going to be competing with Levi Colwill. Chalobah is the only guy that we have right now that's going to be fitting into that plan that could compete with Thiago Silva, who will definitely be playing week in, week out, especially without European football. But if something happens to Thiago Silva, we're going to have to rely on Trevor Chalobah, and that could be long term. Are you willing to do that? That's a debate. Because I know some people are going to say yes and some people are going to say no. Some people I've seen mention Malang Sarr. I'm like, come on, have a day off. Have a day off. No one's relying on Malang Sarr long term if we're trying to get ourselves back to a proper standard. Let's just be honest, right? As good as he looked in some games, right? But we're talking about certain levels here. That's just the reality. And this is why I entertain the fact that Chalobah might or might not be it. You know, in terms of really, really having a top-tier centre-back, if Fofana is just not going to be available and we have to consider maybe, you know, even cutting our losses at some point. It's a possibility. So let me know your thoughts on this whole Fofana situation. And just to clarify, in terms of him coming off his Insta and his socials, that's not to do with anything to do with the fans or this injury. Apparently he's got some personal issues at home, and that was already done before there was talk about injury and him not going on the preseason tour. He was already deactivated and came off socials. I think something with his missus and whatnot. Anyway, we'll leave that to his own personal business, his own personal life, his own situation. It is what it is. Let me know your thoughts down below. Now, quick confirmation here from Fraser Fletcher in relation to a topic we discussed yesterday. New West Ham have opened talks for Conor Gallagher. Official communication between the clubs has begun. The Hammers want to land Chelsea midfielder in what will be busy weeks at the London Stadium. So it does look like West Ham are actually significantly interested and going to be making moves for Conor Gallagher. Fingers crossed, and we get a good bid, and then we see Conor Gallagher head to West Ham. I just think that would be best for him, best for us, best for the squad, best for West Ham. Everyone's a winner as far as I'm concerned on this. So let's wait and see. Albeit we do need to get midfielders in, hence Caicedo, hence maybe Ryan Cherki, and start, upping the levels around there. So there's that. Now, talking about upping the levels, let's get to the latest on what Pochettino has been doing at Chelsea, right? We've got 4 updates here to show you, so let's get right into it, and you're going to like this. Let's check it out. Sources close to senior players suggest this has already been the toughest preseason physically for a few years, certainly more than experienced under Tuchel. Standards are set to be significantly higher than what was produced over the last 12 months. Now, I have to be honest, that pre-season under Thomas Tuchel was a horror show. Maybe not because of Thomas Tuchel himself, but that was the new ownership coming in, a complete mess, arguments, no one on the same page. We got battered against Arsenal, things went left. It is a horrible pre-season. Absolutely horrific. We were travelling all over the place for no reason. We were going to theme parks. It was a shocking pre-season, right? Looking like it's already miles better than that, and we've not even left to the United States yet. So that's great to hear. Let's keep reading because there's more. More from Simon Johnson. Pochettino has held several one-on-one conversations with players to explain what he thinks of them and expects from them. But he has also asked for their opinions on how they feel things have gone and what they believe went wrong last season. Players have been made to feel they can trust Pochettino and are able to speak freely. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And that level of communication is so important. It's important to listen to the opinions of the players. This is why when we were under Graham Potter, not so much under Frank Lampard because he was an interim, we understood that. But under Graham Potter, I was saying it can't be a case where all the players are rubbish. It's just not possible. But everyone's playing like they're rubbish. It can't be. It's important to understand what the players feel and what the players are experiencing. And then after that's addressed, then it's down to the ability and what you can actually do on and off the ball. But there were problems that went so far beyond football on the pitch that it was obvious. It was obvious. Now, talking about obvious, let's actually get into more of the latest, because this is where the comparison comes in. And I'm going to clarify a point as to why I believe I was right months ago about Graham Potter. The level of exercise at Chelsea is being monitored closer now. Staff had been aware that previously there had been instances where some players, on being told to do gym work, were putting in a token appearance before leaving prematurely. No one is leaving early now. Rather, everyone is doing a full workout. That's shocking, man. And this is where... Do you remember when I was saying that I believe the players were being undertrained? Well, it probably wasn't even a case of being undertrained. The players were being told to train to a certain level. And they weren't being monitored. They weren't being watched. They weren't being looked at to make sure that everything's being done as they were. And they were leaving early. And nothing was being done about it. This is what I was saying. Potter had no control. Zero control. Potter's coming immediately and boom, put this all into place. It's not hard. It means that's the level between you could even say, a good coach or a decent coach and a great manager, a great coach. But you have to monitor. You have to have discipline. You have to make sure everyone's in line. You have to be the boss. You need to show that personality. Potter wasn't that. He just wasn't that. And the fact that we're being told this now is shocking. And I have to say, there is a level of lack of professionalism on the players' part as well, because you should just be putting in the mileage. But at the same time, the fact that they were being allowed to get away with this just shows that the standards were, and I have to back Frank Lampard on this because he was mentioning that, and I didn't doubt when he was talking about the lack of standards, because we know Frank Lampard is top tier when it comes to standards. As a player, he was the creme de la creme in terms of professionalism and standards. All the best managers in the world will tell you that. Frank Lampard is number one. So I understood that yes, I agree. And it went hand in hand with the fact that we weren't training correctly. The problem I had with Lams was just the fact that his tactical nuance wasn't there. As a coach, what you implement on the pitch for the lads to do tactically in terms of system, there wasn't one. That was the problem with me. Apart from that, I think he's got everything else in check. But the fact that players were getting away with things like this was just absolutely shocking. Poch has addressed it immediately. Gives me more faith in Poch. So, we're going to keep reading because there's one more. To help build stronger bonds, squad members have been instructed not to sit in the same group every day. It is designed to stop cliques from forming and making everyone more together. Is that such a hard thing to do? That's something that's really, really, really smart to think about. Potter's already addressed it. This is what I'm saying. There's levels. You know, this makes me more and more confident under Poch that he's thinking about all the things that were not addressed before. You know, and he's putting things into action. This is absolutely key. In order to get a team to feel like a team, everyone needs to be a one block. Which means everyone needs to get on with everybody. Which means everyone needs to build chemistry with everybody. Which means everyone needs to bond with everybody. Not little group here, little group there, little group there, little group there. That's why England never won anything. Because we had that problem. Man United lot over there, Arsenal lot over there, Chelsea lot over there, Liverpool lot over there. That's how it used to be. Man City lot didn't exist at that time. So we're not going to mention that, but now they do. You have to get everyone like this. That's the force that Arsenal have right now. We have to be honest. Arsenal are a group. A family. Poch is addressing that right now. So, fills me with more confidence. Fantastic to see. Let me know your thoughts down below in relation to Poch and him addressing all of these issues. And does it make you feel at ease? Does it make you feel more confident? Or do you still think there's tons of work to do? And what does he need to do? Let me know down below. Before we end, a couple of things. Here's the latest from Manchester United. Man United are preparing their opening bid for Rasmus Højlund. Told personal terms are 100% agree. He wants United. Atalanta told United they don't want three players offered in the deal after initial talks. Asking price around 65 to 70 million euros. Next step, official bid. United just trying to flog everyone that they don't want. Fair play, to be honest. Fair play. This striker's caused controversy because he hasn't actually scored that many goals at Atalanta. But he looks good in the short amount of time that he's been looked at. He looks good. But it's a big, bold risk. No one actually knows if he'll pop off or if he'll just struggle and turn into an absolute flop. It's a risk. For that much money, it's a big risk. In terms of ratio, I think he got 9 goals, I think, at Atalanta. It's not great. But in terms of ratio, minutes played, goals, and the way that he's done it at Atalanta and how he looks, yeah, it looks great. But has he done enough to even merit being looked at by a club like Manchester United? It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Let me know your thoughts down below because that's very, very interesting. And I understand why Man United would like him. But at the same time, I feel like you do need to have a CV. You need to show that you have enough in your tank. Has he done enough? Maybe he hasn't. It's a risk. It might pay off. It might not. Let me know. Do you think it will? Do you think it won't? Let me know down below in the comments. Before we wrap up, here we go. Last little bit of info coming out of Saudi. Al Nassr are closing in on a deal to sign Alex Telles from Man United. Here we go soon. There's verbal agreement now in place between the two clubs, waiting for the documents check details. Al Nassr want both Seko Fofana and Telles to join in the next days, and you best believe they will get both of them. But Alex Telles is going to reunite with Cristiano Ronaldo from Man United to Al Nassr. So let's see what happens there. Ronaldo spoke yesterday saying that the Saudi league is going to be better, well, is already better than all the European leagues except for the Premier League. And he said the Premier League is so far ahead. It's ridiculous compared to all the others. Now, I would like to say that I believe his word because he can testify. He played in England, he played in Spain, he played in Portugal, he played in Italy, and he's gone off to Saudi. I think he's in the right place to speak from experience. And look, the Saudi League right now and the talent they're attracting is definitely going to shoot them up for sure. So let's wait and see what happens there. But Alex Telles from Manchester United, who wasn't getting game time, let's be honest, heading to Al Nassr and will be alongside Ronaldo again. Let's see how that one pays off. But let me know your thoughts down below on everything that I've discussed in this first video of the day. Make sure you are here later on for video number 2 as we do go into more detail as to what happens from now up until later on. So make sure you guys are here for that, and I will see all of you then. So once again, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Follow me on the socials, Younes Talks Football on Instagram, Y Talks Football on Twitter, and Younes Talks Football on TikTok. Links are on screen and in the description. You can hit them now and head straight there, and I will see all of you later on. Have a good one, people. See you tonight. Take care and peace.